Daddy Mac. Dang's 30 years got our way, trading life and markets every day. Rusty's chained to the mines, digging deep day by day. But when Option Omega releases new features, he's free to come out and play. Option Omega, you're trading home, where every move makes you feel less alone.
Happy pre-turkey day to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump straight in. I got the hard hitting questions this morning. Let me ask you this.
Let's do it.
Have you ever fried a turkey?
Troy, you know what? I was just going to bring that up from our the Panera, when I said Panera bread yesterday for the first time in a while. That's all they were talking about was frying turkeys. And they basically said, if you do anything other than frying turkeys, something's wrong with you, that they taste so good. Is that what they just call it, frying? And because it's quicker, is that it's
frying a turkey, starting a house fire? I think there's a different name for it.
Oh, I heard. Yeah. Can you explain that relation, Troy?
Well, so here's what happens. Turkeys take a long time to thaw.
Dethaw?
To defrost.
Yeah, there you go. Like you're freezing the turkey?
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of your problem, brother.
Yeah.
And I think people, I've never done this. I think people get really excited and they want to get cooking.
Yeah.
And so they put the half frozen turkey in the deep fryer. Well, anybody who's ever put ice in a deep frying situation knows that there's a pretty serious chemical reaction that happens. So the oil gets very, very hot, very, very fast and shoots up. And then second problem is people do this like in their garage.
Wow. Do they really?
Yeah. Suddenly you're shooting flames up into the second floor of your house.
Wow.
And then voila, Uncle Billy's infamous in his family.
So this is risk. This is 0 day selling.
Oh yeah, it's 0 day selling for sure.
Highly volatile.
Highly volatile. But my brother-in-law has moved to. He used to deep fry turkeys. He was a little bit of a professional. He has moved to air frying the turkey.
That's the word I meant. Air.
Yeah, I like that. That's a better.
So what's the difference? Explain a little bit.
With air frying, you don't have a liquid, right? Like normally you would have some kind of oil, peanut oil, some kind of oil, whatever you're frying it in, right? But air fryer, I don't know, some kind of voodoo where it just uses hot air.
Is that?
It's a Wiccan thing.
And a bunch of wizardry. There's druids involved. No,
which has less chance of burning down the garage?
Definitely an air fryer.
Air fryer. Okay.
It's literally an air fryer is just hot air and fans, right?
Okay,
a lot of air,
much less
hot air. Way less.
It's the
hot oil is
30-day calendar.
It's a 30-day. Thank you for the translation.
Oh, I love it. Can I ask a follow-up question to your original question?
Yeah,
please.
Ham or turkey?
Well, so here we start to get controversial now, and I'm glad we're doing this.
Listen, we're no strangers to controversy on the OO show.
No, it's time. So
Thanksgiving meals in turmoil.
Yeah, that's right. I will say personally, I've always been a ham guy. A ham that's and especially a little sweet tooth. We have a company in Knoxville called Honey Baked Hams.
Oh yeah, that's a Knoxville. Okay.
Yeah. Now you'll pay about $7,000 for that ham.
Yeah,
but
once a year it's okay.
My goodness gracious, it's like coated in brown sugar, and like it's so good. But let me just add to the controversy a little bit. Shout out my brother-in-law. He has air fried some turkeys before. That's like it really is like juicier than the most grilled chicken you've ever tasted. Like it's very, very juicy.
He's got it down pat. And so I'm a dark meat guy through and through. Yeah. Obviously, you can tell. Why can't you have ham? I don't understand. Like my wife will say, "Okay, we're going to do turkey." Can't you throw in a ham? just to throw, because
Let's do a little both.
you're going to be eating the turkey for like 4 days, right? Yeah. Throw a little variety, whip a ham in there or whatever. I think that would be okay. But I agree with you. Yeah. They're expensive, but there's something about a taste of ham. I mean, good grief. I mean,
that's right. That spiral ham is hard to beat. I'm with Dan. Listen, this is America. Our motto is why choose? Let's just do both. A little ham, a little turkey. That's everyone's happy, right?
That's right.
And listen, let me tell you, don't get me started on the gravy. The gravy, really everything on Thanksgiving on my plate is just a sponge for my gravy. I use everything for the gravy. I put the gravy on the grapes. I put the gravy on the pineapple.
So that's the driver for you. That's the driver.
Yeah. Now let me
Troy's going for longevity.
He's going. That's right.
Many people have said. So let me throw this out to you. This is a controversial take, but I'm gonna introduce something that I don't think you guys have ever eaten before, that my mom makes every year, and
don't you say that celery jello stuff?
No.
I'm off the show.
No.
Wow.
This is something that it's the only dish that I can eat cold or hot. Okay. This is a dessert she does, but they do it as a side. So what it is pineapple. There's other things in it, but basically this is the big idea, the controversial idea. It's pineapple with cheese baked on top, like a casserole.
Mm.
And there's something about the saltiness of like a salt cheese, with the sweetness of a pineapple.
Mm.
I can eat 5 gallons of that stuff. It's insane to me how good it is. And basically, I bring it to the car immediately. So we'll go to the family's house. I'll make sure everybody gets some, and then my goal is to secretly bring the whole tray of that stuff back to the car before anybody ever packs up. That way, they're like, "Well,
are you shoving it into your pockets and things like that?"
It's in my pockets. I've got stuff from last year in my shoes.
Yeah,
like it's incredible.
Let me ask you just one question on that. How long do you bake? Picturing the pineapple. I mean, it's an interesting combination. I don't want to make a judgment here, but how long do you bake the pineapple? I mean, is the pineapple?
Well, if the pineapple was mushy, I wouldn't be in.
Okay, so
and this is very important. The pineapple is still crispy.
That sounds okay.
Crispy pineapple. So, that old native Appalachian dessert. That's
it. Listen, it probably could. Man, the Scottish Appalachian guys, they do some weird stuff.
They do. But there's no pineapples in this region. Let me tell you, this is not growing anywhere.
Oh, you never seen pineapples in Kids Cove?
Oh, I must have missed that part.
I don't know what type of cheese. See, people are starting to get the good questions because they're saying like basically they're trying to figure out like.
Yeah, do you use a smoked cheese or do you use?
I'm going to send pictures of this.
Yeah,
and we'll follow up next week. But second question, Troy,
can you get a picture real quick, Troy? When you put all that in the car, can we get a picture of the smuggled pineapple and cheese in your car as you're leaving?
Oh yeah, I back into the driveway. That way, if they run out, I can just pull out real quick.
We need a picture of you peeling out with people chasing after the pineapple.
That's right.
Yeah. I hope Troy doesn't put pineapple on his pizza. Of course, I'll eat pizza with pineapple. Anybody who says otherwise is ridiculous. Now, do I order that? No. If there's pineapple on a pizza laying around, am I going to eat it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to eat it. So it is what it is. Are you guys aren't this type of people, right? Dan, will you eat a pineapple on a whole pizza?
I'm not as adventurous with the food. I'm more the basic, so with a pizza, sausage or pepperoni, some veggies. A lot of people, throw some anchovies. I mean, that for me is going outside the box a little bit, but pineapple just seems like you're crossing the borders a little bit. I mean, you got to really be adventurous to. I've heard it tastes very good.
It is. You throw some bacon on there, crispy bacon. Same concept as the cheddar
crispy
pineapple.
Bacon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, listen, that has made me want to end the show early and just go to Waffle House and eat food. But I appreciate you
pineapple
guys.
At Waffle House, brother.
My son goes to Waffle House so much that whenever we go in, they say the mayor of Waffle House is here every time.
Do they say that? That's great.
Yeah, the mayor of Waffles. Well, listen, guys, I have been doing the deep research on Thanksgiving dates.
Yeah.
And are you ready to be fooled by randomness?
Yes.
Are you
Bring
ready
it.
to
I like bad tests.
are
Please
you
bring
ready
it.
to be
I like
fooled by 6 data points?
Oh no. Oh
Sure.
no.
All right.
This is the
Actually,
burnt
here's the thing.
pineapple version of a back test. Is that what this is?
This is actually a fun microcosm of the entire market because we're going to test basically from COVID to 24. One of the things that's interesting to me is it's really hard to find a good test for that amount of data. And here's why. We've actually had some moves in 2 years. And so it throws stuff off. But this is the kind of why I say it's a microcosm. That's kind of the whole market in general, right? Good data points and then some data points that throw stuff off. So here we go. First one. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Turkey Day. I called this. I did this test 3 years ago, the first year we launched OO, and I called it the dang yams. I try to not cuss as much anymore, but this is what is this? Well, it's a terrible trade, as you can see, and let's talk about why it's a terrible trade. So you're putting this on. This is a 1-5 calendar. Now, straight away, we've traded a lot of calendars since then, Rusty.
We have.
Do you think a 1-5 is going to work?
Wait. Specific dates. Can you open the specific dates for a second?
Yep.
So we'll look at the date.
Yeah. So this is basically Thanksgiving weeks.
Okay. Every day.
Every day.
I don't think this is going to work worth a darn. No. I mean, 10 delta on the put side. So you're basically taking a gamble way down, right? Yeah, I think there's better ways to play it.
Why did I call it yams? Because it's not my favorite.
Yeah, yams are terrible.
Yams
I
are
hate
terrible.
yams. Yeah.
Yep.
So just a little shot for the downside, right?
It's just a little shot for the downside. And as you can see in this very small data set, you had 2 winners. One, we dropped 70 points Wednesday to Friday, November 24th, 2021. But besides that, it's just a stinker, really. I mean, even this.
You wonder, Troy, on this one, would it be just staying with what you have there, since you are winning less, to open up the barn on the downside, diagonal, like you're having the same strike for the long, right?
Yeah.
What if you took the long, maybe a strike higher than the short put, just to give it a little more short delta, so when you win, it can. You don't want it because, like, when you're talking a really bearish calendar, it can actually lose money if it goes far enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you open up the door a little bit on the downside, I don't know if that would.
Unfortunately, it's still going to. Yeah. Now,
turns out most years we don't dump, right? We
that's right. Dump. That's right.
It's probably that it's the start of the old
Christmas
rally. Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Yep. So now to play the game, someone just said in the chat, let's see, good origami man, flip it and reverse it. It's always our favorite thing. Now you're going to have to deal with margin requirements at that point because you're technically naked put there. But we'll ignore margin requirements for now just to see.
Yeah.
Good origami man. Good origami man.
Wow.
Oh no. So what does this show you? Well, let's talk about the Greeks of this for a second. Dan, why would buying a 1 day and selling the 5 day out, why would that work?
Well, you're selling, number one, you're selling vol, right?
Yep.
So you're getting a little bit of yeah, I mean, it's if it works, it's saying vol comes down maybe on that expiration week. Yeah, I would think that would be the biggest thing. You're selling volatility. The negative is because it's basically a reverse time spread, right?
Right.
And it's almost, to me, just whatever the word. It's not good. The way they brokerage firms margin this. It's like did I make a mistake? Now in a portfolio margin account or something like that,
Mm.
or in e-minis or something like this makes good sense, but they just destroy you with the margin. But yeah, I mean, that's an interesting thing, a way to sell volatility, right? A little bit.
That's exactly right. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to share it for those. Please do not try to buy a theoretically naked, or sell a naked option. So
I mean, could you also just do like a 5-day put credit spread, and it might be a lot less margin, you know?
Oh
to
yeah,
Dan's point.
right.
If we're real, because really we're just long, you know.
Yep.
So
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to
do a
buy
10 delta.
5.
No, sell 10 delta,
Sell 10 delta.
and then make it, I don't know, 50 wide. I don't know.
All right. I bet we're going to win.
Yeah.
Now, you'll have some Mondo losers in there for sure.
100%.
Yikes.
I'm not even going to share that test
No.
because
It's
I don't
terrible.
want. Yeah. And remember, just if you're just joining and you're saying, God, these are terrible data points, say, that's correct. We preemptively said that.
Absolutely
so,
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Take off the
Dan,
profit target. Do me one last thing. Take off the profit target.
Yep.
And let's just see if it's still 100% winner. Because if you're gonna sell this kind of thing,
you got better.
You need to take it to expiry. Yeah, it got a lot better because you're not taking it off early. You're just letting it expire.
Yep. So now, were you down 1,100% at some point?
Yeah, hit the graph on that. Hit the replay on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it turns out it went to $20, and he sold it for $2. Not a trade. That's going to give you some heartburn right before you eat a bunch of ham.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want that right during the ham episodes.
You don't want to pile on a ton of gravy on top of that.
That's exactly right. Well, let's continue our journey here real quick. This, in a similar fashion.
Just a journey?
Yeah.
That's right.
Journey.
More like stumbling down a hill, but go ahead.
That's right. That's right. We're just rolling down a hill slowly.
Journey's gussing it up a little too much for my taste.
You ready for this Odyssey, Rusty?
Yeah.
So this is a very similar concept that we had already had, a 25 delta put spread. Now this one has some losers. Why is that? Well, it's a 1 day and not a 5 day. And as you see, we actually did have some movement overnight on the 21st, 2021 and 2022. So if you would have done Friday, now that's 60 points down. So that's nothing crazy. Yeah. This one is about 60 points down, actually 70 points down. So we do have some movement sometimes. So you can't, in our very small data set, you can't exactly set it and forget it.
Right. And
that's kind of why you shouldn't do any of this, right? If there was ever a week that you want to set it and forget it, it would be Thanksgiving week, right? Followed by, or maybe Christmas followed by Thanksgiving. So maybe that's not what we're looking for here. Let's keep going on our Odyssey.
Our Odyssey, yeah.
Gosh. Epic adventure.
This is the last one I want to look at for right now because we'll do this again tomorrow. But Turkey Day, pecan pie. Let's just get this out of the way real quick because this is going to be important. Are you guys pecan pie guys?
I do love pecans.
So
and pecan ice cream, pecan pie. I love it.
Pecan pie is the best pie.
Yeah.
Can I just say that? Pecan pie.
It's up there.
I mean, tell me a better one.
I used to like. Did you ever? I know this is when you're talking about a good pecan pie or something. But you know what the pies I used to like in the old days? What's the little baker? What's the little where you'd go for pie after church, or what's it called? What's the little store? A little restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Depends on your denomination, I think.
Yeah, French silk. Yeah, the French silk pie. Where would that have been from? French silk.
Oh man, that sounds pretty good.
French
little
silk.
diner, little church diner.
No, it was just the
Perkins.
No, it's a popular one. Can someone help me in the chat there? where's French silk pie? What's the little restaurant? More of a bakery. I forget, but anyway, French silk or one of those strawberry cream cheese or something like those. But I know now you guys big pumpkin pies. That
I
seems
do like a
boring to
good
me.
pumpkin pie
Oh,
as
you
well.
do? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, pumpkin pie is. Listen, I know what I'm about to say.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Pumpkin pie's not good.
I agree with you.
You can. You
Rusty?
agree?
Yeah,
Well, I
pumpkin
don't-
pie.
You two are
I just don't see
communists.
the
and
Stay
you
strong, Dan. Don't let him change you. Stay
You know,
strong.
the taste.
You guys can go to.
I don't know the
Cuba.
taste. My wife loves it, but I mean, if you whip it like pumpkin cheesecake or doll it up with some whipped cream, I'm in.
Yes.
But just
Oh, it's a no-brainer. You got to keep it moist because otherwise it could be a little dry.
yeah, that's
It's
right.
not-
If you
It's
throw
easy.
something at
It's
it,
easy to make it too dry and too mealy. I don't know how to describe
right?
it. You got to have something on there.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say this, every pie needs ice cream or whipped cream. It's just not
Yeah,
done
it doesn't.
right.
You can eat anything with whipped cream and ice cream.
Yeah,
It's like-
I've eaten an old leather shoe with enough ice cream on it. You know.
While we're talking about that, real quick.
So my
let me
favorite.
just-
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, please.
I was gonna say
please.
my favorite pie. Shout out to my wife's family recipe. Came from her grandma. It's called chocolate icebox pie. Can't tell you the whole recipe, but it's got a graham cracker crust. It's got like gelatin and chocolate and whipped cream on the top. To your
Oh,
point
We
about
have a
whipped
version
cream.
of that.
That
Yep.
sounds-
Yeah, and it's my favorite pie. And thankfully for me, to go back to our last holiday episode I was on, because I have a dead pancreas and I can't eat sugar, she can make this without a lot of without a bunch of added sugar to it, so I can actually consume it. Because all those other pies that I'm talking about, I can have like a small square of my wife's pie. I'll steal a bite off her plate, and that's all I get for Thanksgiving, which is a sad
Wow.
time.
Well,
Which
it
is why I'm
is a
passionate
sad.
about the meat.
It is
Yeah.
a sad time. You have to move into different passions. Yeah. Listen, the chat's blowing up right now. Bourbon pecan pie,
I can get
strawberry.
behind bourbon pecan.
Bourbon pecan pie is a great choice.
Yes.
Strawberry. Now I'm gonna just throw this out at the beginning. I've never done this, but I just had an idea that I might try bourbon pecan pie
What was
with.
that?
Don't worry about that. Dan, early at work back in the day, I get excited and I talk fast.
Yeah.
And Rusty described that as me having stroke talk. So
No. I didn't make that up. I just repeated it ad nauseum because it was such a good term. And my point was just that someone said that about Troy. I think it was someone at your church. And I said to myself, the scary thing is one day Troy might actually have a stroke and I won't know the difference between just his normal speech. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's just a Wednesday.
I won't know
You
that.
know? It'll be awful. I'll feel really guilty, I'm sure.
Troy,
after the fact.
he'd be like, Troy actually made a lot of good sense for the first time in a long time today. Let me continue that real quick. Bourbon pecan pie with bacon in it.
Wow.
You throw some bacon in it, just an idea. Anyway, strawberry rhubarb Saskatoon berry pie. Never heard of that.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
That sounds
I
good.
don't know what Saskatoon is, but we'll go. I'll try anything twice.
Berry pie with
Saskatoon's
rhubarb's got a
is
nice taste to it. Yeah.
Saskatoon's a location, right? Isn't that in Saskatchewan? I don't know.
Apple pie a la mode.
Oh, staple.
Yeah, staple. Baker Square. Is that
Baker
the place?
Square. That's the one. Do they have Baker Squares in Knoxville?
I've never heard of Baker Square.
It's a pretty. I mean, in the Midwest, they had a ton of them, but it would give you your French silk, the real. I mean, I can't even imagine how much sugar's in those pies, but they were just after they just hit the mark. I mean,
Now that's what I mean to say. After church is always it's based on denomination. We would go to Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Kenny.
I don't know if you're familiar with
I've
this.
never heard of that.
So Kenny Rogers Roasters was a delicious restaurant that it no longer exists. But I mean, if you like the country music of Kenny Rogers, you'll love Kenny Rogers Roasters. That's all
What was he
I've got to say.
roasting? What was that about?
It was.
it
it
sounds
was-
like a coffee shop.
Someone told
Yeah.
me it's basically like Boston Market, which I've never been to a Boston
Oh
Market.
yeah, I've been
but-
to Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken, like it's like a meat and three kind of.
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie beats pumpkin. That is 100% correct, Fish. That is right. And he doesn't like sweet potatoes. So,
I don't even.
and then Steven says Saskatoon berries are a bit like blueberries, but from tall bushes. One of the few things that survives Canadian winters. Okay.
Wow, that would be I want to try that. That sounds
Yeah.
good. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
Now I've got a boycott against Canadian. I've got a tariff on Canadian pies right now, but hopefully we can get
I have a
You know,
terrified Canadian.
settle that. Anyway, so back to the program. Turkey Day pecan pie. So what are we doing here? This is an old staple. This is an old butterfly staple that
Wow.
you should not do. I'm not even going to share the test because the data is so ridiculous. So what are we doing? We're going to buy a 10 Delta put butterfly. We're going to go, it's basically a 50 wide 10 Delta put butterfly, right?
Wow.
We're one day out. We're opening the trade at 315, and at a profit target at 200%, we are closing 25%, and we're setting the stop loss to 80%. A lot going on in that.
So you're taking a degenerate bet to the downside of a
Yeah.
tank over Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and I'm actually
That's un-American, Troy.
It is un-American, and that's why I'm not going to share it. This feels much more like a Canadian test to me.
Oh, gosh, why
Just
are
kidding.
you laying it on poor Canada
Just
today?
kidding, Steve.
I can't. Right.
He's gonna
This
stick
is
the
why-
Mounties on you if you don't.
This is why you shouldn't do it. Side note, but this is bad data set day, so let's go back to our.
So it's the actual debit. I didn't know if it would be, small debit. It wasn't going to be a credit. So this is
because it's even, so it's even. But I'm gonna put. Let me just do this. Let me just do like 10% just to see what it would look like. Then I don't know, but yeah, there you go. So you lose every time, except for one, where we dropped 100 points at the low. It looks like we got this off. This was the 2021 date. Now, what do we do with this? What do we do with this type of stuff? I think we've already kind of said it's a microcosm of what the market does on any given day. So if you have 10 data points, you can't sit there and be like, I think it might drop, so I'm going to do this strategy that benefits a lot if it drops. Well, you can't really go super long. I didn't test any orbs. Might look at orbs tomorrow, but from the data, I don't see that that's going to work real well. So what do you do with it? I mean, Matt, I'll ask Matt. Matt, if you
Ask
can hear
Matt.
this. Rusty, Dan, a trader who loves trading, who's going into Thanksgiving week.
If you're addicted.
You're addicted. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that might be the answer, right?
I mean, the whole
trade.
goal of this week is to eat so much food that you pass out.
Right.
So I don't know. Me personally, I would say it was the same thing I said yesterday, which is I think we're going to have some, as I called it, light and frothy, quoting someone from our Discord, light and frothy action, like we saw yesterday, right? There was this breakout to the upside. I had an orb go on. It did quite well, right? I think I ended up closing it for 200% at the end of the day. So 165%. I don't want to exaggerate. So that's a pretty good win, right? With the old orb. Why? Because it was light action, not a lot of conviction, and then you just saw the market just kind of go up lazily, just kind of go up all day. And the same thing could happen to the downside today. We could have mean reversion. Like, who the heck knows? And so do I want to size large on anything? No. Do I want to do anything range bound? Not really. Could you take some bets here and there, with some debit trades that don't cost much? Like you said, a downside butterfly or an upside butterfly and a downside calendar combined. Like, there's some things you could do to just say, yeah, I think we're going to have dumb movement. So I'll take some cheap asymmetrical bets for lazy movement. You could do that. That would be one thing if you had to trade. I'm pretty light this week. I'm not trading much. I'm not going to lie. Like, my book's pretty clear. I got some longer calendars, some 21-28s and things like that on that had enough juice in them. But nothing short term this week. What about you, Dan?
Yeah, I think the number one choice would be, and Thanksgiving week is one of those weeks. I think it's very healthy mentally to stay out of a week, not just the family, which is the priority, but I just think it helps your trading and just maybe watch. Sometimes you get a lot out of just observing for a few days where you're not going to trade, and to prove if you're not a total addict for trade. Can you go 2 or 3? Now, with that being said, with that being said, the temptation, when you look here, or at least can you trade a little bit through tomorrow morning and then cut it off? Because to me, I'd like to see the last 10 Thanksgiving weeks. I don't think we've had VIX. Now, again, we're at a higher SPX level, but there's enough premium in there to get you a little bit to keep you away from not doing something, right? And also I'm looking today, the range is starting to, like today looks like it could be a range day. And so you still get a little bit of premium. So I guarantee it, the 0-day people will be out and, they won't be taking a day off yet, just because, for your 0-day iron condors are make some sense, some sense because you're getting some room from would you do a little bit of a DC just because you're very short term? Would you sell? Is it too late to sell a Wednesday? But the only thing is, what do you buy against it? I don't know what would test there, just because the vol seems a little sticky. But I think the bigger thing is, if you want to play, just again, I think the biggest thing in the world of risk management to me is sizing. If you normally are doing 8, what would lighten things up a lot, do a 2 lot, right? And just because or it's almost experimental week, right? Hey, I'm thinking of this idea. What are you thinking? Put a 1 contract on, because at least it'll get in your bloodstream. Because if you have an idea, but you don't put an actual trade on, it's not going to materialize in any way. So maybe look at it fun that week, this week, hey, what were you thinking of? Or what idea do you have? And put a very small trade on.
Good advice from both, I think. I mean, it's a good week to back test. And we talked about that yesterday. It's a good week it's a good week to model stuff, to back test, to just do research. If you want to be thinking about markets, you don't have to necessarily have money on the table when you're thinking about markets. And I think that's, work on the craft. That's the way I look at it.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Troy and Rusty? Today, because of the government shutdown, today is the first day you have this, I love this term, delayed data coming out today. So I think today is correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, today's your PPI delayed from September. And so I don't know, PPI at times can mean something at times. I don't know if this word delayed, and I haven't seen that before. So I don't know if there'll be a little bit of a surprise this week. But I just think, again, the other thing is the last 3 weeks have been huge candles. I mean, every day last week was a 100-point candle. And so now today looks like, even if you look at the ES futures overnight, that's as low range as I've seen in a little bit of time. So, it could just be a quieter, it's hard to believe, right, that we can have a quieter day, but it sure looks like it so far. And what, Friday's 1:00, right? Friday's 1:00.
That's right. So 1 p.m. close on Friday.
Friday, okay.
So you can, go shopping or whatever.
Oh yeah,
you go.
So, well, listen, we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll continue to talk about recipes. I'm going to try to get that recipe from my mom just to share it as a free gift. And then, listen, next week we've got some big announcements that we're making. Monday, I think, but we'll let you know, and definitely let you know before we do it. But some big stuff coming out next week, and so we're excited about it. But today, like Dan said, VIX might break below 20 for the first time.
That's the question. Yeah, it looks like it'll open a 10 over 20, but still, it gives you something, right? It's not 14. And
that's right.
What you do with it is the
VIX.
I say VIX might be below 20 for the first time in a minute. It was Thursday when VIX was below 20, and then went up to 28 like an hour later.
Well, isn't that something? It hit 9. What would you say? It stayed at 19 on Thursday, maybe an hour.
Yeah, about an hour.
Yeah. Right it open.
Well, listen, guys, be safe out there. Enjoy thinking about pineapple and cheese, and hopefully we'll deliver tomorrow with some fun recipes. So Have a good one. We'll talk tomorrow.